What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do a video on how to use the launch control on the B9 A4 specifically, but this is really for anybody who's got the DSG transmission. If you have the ZF8, it's not really going to work for you. It's kind of more of a brake boost than it is with the launch control. So this process is similar on other Audi gens. Just as long as you have the DSG transmission, you should be okay. And remember, only do this in like a closed area. As you can see here, I'm in some industrial complex. What I want to do first is talk about operating temperatures. So a lot of videos out there detail how to use the launch control, but they don't really tell you about any of your temperatures. So I tried to do this before and the launch control wasn't really working for me, and I didn't really know why. And it was because the car wasn't properly up to temperature at the time. I had thought just as long as the coolant and oil temps were high enough to register, essentially, that it would work, but that's not really the case. So we have to make sure that the coolant, oil, and the trans temps are all within spec for this to work. So I usually start with checking the coolant temp, as it's the easiest to see, and Audi says that the coolant temp needs to be at 90 degrees Celsius or 195 at a minimum. But I usually just make sure it's normal operating temperature. So you can see here in the gauge, it's just, you know, in the middle, which is where it normally is when the car is up to temp. So as you can see here, I don't have the S cluster coded in for this car. So to check the oil temperature, I just press the view button here to change it in the cluster. And as you can see, Audi says that the oil temp needs to be between 88 degrees Celsius and 190 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're within spec there. As you can see, we're just above 190, so it looks good. Next up is for the transmission. So the trans really just needs to not be overheated. I couldn't find any temperature spec for it, but as long as you're not really beating on it or on the track or anything, you should probably be okay. And I can't get my IE power link working through the OBD2, so I don't actually know what the trans temp is. But what I usually do is drive around for a few miles, which ensures that all my temperatures are within spec. So launch control won't work if any of these temps are too high or too low. It's about 80 degrees in my area right now, so coming up to temperature is really okay. Also, I've been driving for almost an hour, so everything is up to temperature here. The next part is to make sure that your car is in the dynamic mode. We're going to check that by going to the drive select button here and then checking it out here. I'm going to change this. I have it on individual right now. I'm going to change it to dynamic, and you can see on the cluster it changes to dynamic mode. If you are already in drive, it will change into S. You can see here I'm in park for the gear select. If I put it in drive, it'll put it in S. That's really what you want to be at. You do not want to be in just the normal driving mode. You want to be in sport mode. Next, we change traction control. So come over here, and so this is close up. This is the button. We'll press this. We'll keep our eye up here in the cluster. And if you press it once, it will change it into sport mode, which is where we want to be. If you turn it back on by pressing it again, and then if you press and hold it down, it will turn it off. I don't run it off. I run it just in sport mode with a little bit of traction control. This car will break traction in its current tune, but I leave it here. It's run best numbers for me this way. But either option will work. Okay, so as a recap, we made sure that our temperatures were good. Temperature's good here. Oil temperature is good. We made sure that we are in the dynamic driving mode and we are in sport mode for the transmission. So we are ready to head to the next step. So next step is you need to press the brake pedal all the way to the floor, like as far as it'll go. You need to really press firmly on that. And then your next step is to press the gas all the way to the floor. When you do that, you'll see the RPMs will jump to about 3,000. In this current tune that I have, mine will be around 4,000. And you can bail out on the launch if you want to. So I'll demonstrate that now. So I'll push the gas all the way to the floor. Keep your eye on the RPM gauge. If you need to bail out for any reason, you can just let off the gas, keep holding the brake in, and then when you're ready to go, you can just hit the gas all the way to the floor again, and you're ready to go. The road kind of slopes up, and I'm not gonna do full 0 to 60 here. Check the channel for some of the other videos I have, but I am going to show you what this is like. This car launches like really good. So this is, yeah, just an instructional video, but check out my channel for other 0 to 60 times and some quarter-mile times as well. So let's demonstrate this. Let's go. Whew. Damn, this thing pulls. If you like this video, comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll check you guys out later. Peace.